Hey everybody, coming at you from my gear room. Now today is a very interesting, exciting subject. It is going to be on sharpening and stropping with diamond paste. Alright, so a little bit of a rundown here. Whether you're a bushcrafter or a camper or a survivalist or just in general an outdoors person, the one thing we all have in common is we like a good sharp blade. Alright, as sharp as we can get it. The sharper the better. Now, that is the blade for slicing and carving. Okay, that's what you want razor sharp. A machete or an axe is more like an impact tool for chopping. You don't quite want it as sharp. With a machete or an axe, you just want to finish it off with a stone because you want that very, very minor toothiness to it. You don't want it that slick. But for this, what we normally do is after we get done sharpening it, we'll take a leather strop with some green compound and we strop it. Okay, it's like a micro polishing. Now, for this, what I have is I have prepared two fresh, clean strops with smooth leather. And as a backup, I went ahead and made two kind of coarse strops with no compound on them, because usually when you buy them, there's like a coarse side and then there's a smooth side. All right, and I think the smooth is going to work better. Now, Gary Creely is a knife maker in Pennsylvania. All right, Gary Creely knives. Okay, now I'm going to kind of give him credit for this because there's a lot of different diamond paste out there. There's a lot of different diamond emulsions, diamond stropping compounds, but he's the guy that introduced me to this. He's the one that, you know, got me involved in this, and that's why I'm mentioning, and that's why I'm using the Creely paste. But these ain't all the same. Some of them are water-based, so, you know, if you set it on your shelf for a long time and it dries up, you just add water to it. Some are oil-based, you know. I don't see how the oil could evaporate, but if it does, you could add more oil to it. But his is a diamond emulsion that he mixes up with leather conditioner, which is pretty cool. So I mean, he uses leather conditioner, and it keeps your strop conditioned and from cracking and drying up. And it's got the diamonds in it. So what we're going to do is, I have borrowed my brother's. This is a Tarava Scramma, okay? This is mine. It's got a black lanyard. And I have borrowed my brother's that has the blue lanyard because they've never been stropped. Never. Now, from here, it's a factory edge, and that's why I'm going to try to compare it to see what happens. Now, from here out, I think is like 34 degrees. And then from here to here is like 24 or 25, I think. And this is for our carving. So this is what I'm going to strop, is this section right here. Alright? So, first off, we're going to look at it under a magnifying glass to make sure that they pretty much look the same. We have the knives laying here on a piece of paper, and as you can see, right there is where the grind is. And it's like a shallow grind for carving and whittling. And then from here forward is the chopping edge. So we're going to try to compare the two here. These are from the factory. They've never been messed with before. I'm going to try a couple of things here. This is a big magnifying glass. I don't know how well you can see this. If you can see the lines or not. There's one of them. And then here's the other one. But those are factory grinds. They're the same. Now I'm going to take two and put them together, and we're going to try to see if we can see the actual lines in it. There's where the grind starts. See how it's more shallow, more acute. Alright, so let's look at that. You can see the grind marks. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to strop that out. See if I can see that other one. Right there. Took a little bumbling around, but I think we got it. See the lines in it? So the stropping is we're going to try to micro polish that edge. Alright. Alright, so you got to shake this stuff up real good. It says on it, Creely knives. And this is number 6. It's like a medium grade, I think. He's got 3 different grits. So, what we want to do is one of them, I'm going to put this green compound on. And this is just this is sharp all or sharp pal, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's just a 2 ounce green buffing compound. I'm going to put that on there. Now this, I've never used it, so this is going to be a new thing. So let's put a few drops on here. Now they say don't put too much on here. Alright, let's try to rub it in. Now the reason I say don't put too much on here is because if you're sloshing it all to the side, you're wasting it. And you want it to kind of soak in. Let's see, I feel the grittiness to it already. Alright, so I'm going to let that sit for a while. Now I may put more on. Now one of the things about this, as they say, is I've heard with the diamond compound is like if you've got a real nice, highly polished knife, like a chef's knife, people will strop one, and if you put too much of this stuff on it, you'll get it all over the edge of the blade. And then when you take a rag and you go to wipe it off, you'll drag that compound across your nice finish. So that's another reason why you don't want to use too much. Now look, I can already tell that's starting to soak in. So I may put another few drops on there, but a little bit goes a long way. Now with this, you just rub it on. Just coat it like that. Now normally I use a more of a suede velvety type coarse stuff, and you can see after you've used it for a while it turns black. So that's how you know it's working, because you're embedding that black is you're embedding light pieces. I mean, just very, very minor particles of steel. Alright, now I'm going to put a couple more drops on here. Just a couple of more drops. And like I said, this stuff goes a long way. Just run it right up and down the middle. Alright, now I'm going to let that set. Then we're going to start stropping with the green one first. Alright. We're going to start out with my brother's. It's the one that's got the blue lanyard on it. And what I do is I just take it and I'm just going to lay it on this, because I got all different kinds of strops. I got some that's got denim on them, some that's got linen, all different kinds. Different knives and blades work in different ways. Now I'm going to try to zoom you in here. Now to make this fair, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 10 strokes on one side and then flip it over, and 10 strokes on the other side, and then 10 strokes on the other side, and then 10 strokes on the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, I did 10 on that side. So now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do 10 on this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 10 on each side. And you can see the compound is starting to get kind of shiny. Hold on, let me zoom you out. I'm going to keep up, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 10 on each side until I get to 100. And then I'm going to get the other one and I'm going to do 100 on it. Alright, so that was 20, and this will be 30. Alright, I may stop at 60, I'll see how it looks. Alright, so it's 20. Alright, that is 100. You can see what it did to the strop. Alright, so now let's look at this. Let's see. Wait a minute, let's flip this thing around. The lines are still in there. Let's try the other. Where's the magnifying glasses? Now the lines are still in there. See, the lines are still in there. It's a lot shinier. Ooh, that edge feels sharp. Woo! Alright, so that's the blue lanyard. Flip this back around. Alright, that's my brother's. Mine has the black lanyard. Now we are going to do, let's see. Alright, this is the diamond strop. Now this stuff's already kind of dried up just a little bit. It doesn't have that shine anymore. So let's see how it feels. Alright, that's 10. It was easier to strop. That's the first thing that I noticed. That thing glides across it. Nine, 10. That thing glides across it a whole lot easier than that green does. Alright, so that was 20. Alright, so I got 80 more times to go. Now I had to add a little bit more because I got to noticing it was losing its toothiness. I'm at 60. So I got 40 more to go. Now this does glide across it a lot easier. Now look, if you don't let it dry, it kind of builds up behind the blade. Let's see, I got 5 more. That was 70. Alright, that's 100. Whew. And that feels razor sharp too. Let's see if I can get... I gotta turn this viewfinder around. Let's go with the other magnifying glasses. We're fixing to take these out and try them. I didn't get all the lines out, but I can tell it is a whole lot sharper. Alright, now that's just 100 on each one. You could probably go with a lot more. So let's take them outside real quick before it gets dark and see if there's any difference in the way they carve. Alright, the only way I know to make a fair assessment of this is this. I'm just going to take a piece of wood and split it. Alright. So we have two pieces of wood. Let's see if we can carve it right here. Alright, let's take the blue one, which is my brother's, is the one that I stropped with the green compound. I'm going to see how it feels. Smooth as silk. Alright, that's with the green compound. This one with the black lanyard was done with the diamond compound. You hear my cat meowing? Kitty kitty. So let's try this. I'd say it carves about the same. The wood is acting different though. I wonder if it's because of the grain. Yeah, it is. It certainly is. Making paper thin curls. Yeah, it's definitely different. This is a different type of wood. Let's try it. That's what we do with it. I think this wood's a little harder. Yeah, and it's a different color too. It's definitely a different wood. Get some of this bark off of it. Because the bark makes it act funny. Alright, let's see. Let's start with the green one. I'm going to get rid of some of this bark right here. Alright, let's see how it carves here. Wait a minute, let me give you a close-up. Let me pull the camera in a little closer. Green stropped one. I see I'm having to put a little bit more force on that. I'm having to push down a little bit harder. Let's see if it's any different with the one that's done with the diamond strop. You know something I just noticed? It seems to me with the diamond stropped one, it seems to me like I can get like much thinner curls, like paper thin curls, and the curls are all thicker with the other one. Let me try that again. Well, let me start out with this one, because I didn't start out with that one before. Let's see, that wood grain ain't no good on that other side. It's a little bit harder to do. Let's try this one. Alright, let's try this. This is the diamond one. I'm getting some real thin curls on that one. Let's go back to the green strop one. Let's go in and talk about this for a minute. The conclusion that I came to on this is after 100 strops on each one, they pretty much perform about the same. But now this is meant for like super alloys because it is diamonds, and the other stuff is just like an oxide type abrasive. But the one thing that jumped out at me is with the green compound, I had to really bear down on it to get it to polish. But with this, you don't have to bear down as hard. It's like this is easier to strop with, because it was like it I don't know, when you rub it across it, you could feel the abrasive to it. Now, that was a real conclusive test. The stuff works good. I'm not going to say, right now, I'm not going to say it's better than the compound, the green compound. It's just different. But what I'm going to do is, I thought about this, is this axe right here. I'm going to polish one side with the green. Look, I'm going to write on it, green, D-I-A-M-O-N. Alright, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 50 strokes on this side and 50 strokes on this side, and we're going to see what it looks like. Alright, first we're going to take a look at it before we strop it. So let's lean you down here. I'll flip this back where I can see what I'm doing. That's one side. There's the other side. Let's do this real quick. This has already been stropped a little bit. We're going to see if we can get them lines out. Alright. Started turning a little bit black. Now, one thing that became very clearly evident once again is I feel like you don't have to put as much pressure on the diamond as you do on the compound. Now let me look at this. Oh yeah, it made a huge difference there. A huge difference. There's the diamond side and there's the green side. As far as high polish, it made a huge difference. Turn this around where there's a little bit brighter light. Let me get over here. Alright, there's a green compound side. It made a much bigger difference on the axe. It seems like it's a much shinier finish. Look at that. It's almost like chrome plating. And I didn't even have to bear down. See, I didn't get all the scratches out with this. See right there? You can still see. The difference is pretty amazing on this. Yeah, it made a big deal on this. The scratches, it took the scratches out a lot quicker. That's odd. Anyway, it's Creely blades. Gary Creely. He makes some wicked knives too. His knives are like unbreakable. His knives are like, some of them are like 5/4 inch, 5/16 thick. But anyway, those things, those are spectacular. But anyway, I would say it's I'm not going to say it's inconclusive. Later on I may try the suede, but there is a difference. It's not a giant difference, but it is a difference. Now, as far as the performance of these, the performance seems sort of, I don't know, it's hard to say, kind of the same. I really should have bought two brand new Moras and used them too. But it just seems like it was so much easier to strop with the diamonds. And but performance seemed like it was about the same. Now with this, it really did remove a lot more scratches. When I move it that way and I move it that way. Yeah, it did. It really got a lot of scratches out. So, you know, if you want to make your blades really, really, really nice, I think this diamond stuff is the way to go. He's on Instagram and he's on the... He's got his own website. I don't know what grit this is, but it's 6 is what I used. I think he makes a more aggressive grit. There's a finer grit and an aggressive grit. There's 3 of them. Anyway, I had fun with this little experiment. I'm going to experiment with different blades and different strops. I got a couple of knives over there that I want to try. I've got some that, and there's different ways of doing things. Like I say, I use the strops with the green. And sometimes I don't use leather, sometimes I'll use denim, sometimes I use linen. I've got some compound, sometimes I use the black oxide or the red oxide. But this right here this is pretty interesting, you know, this is pretty cool. I think I'm gonna experiment with this more. I'm impressed with what it did to that axe. Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed this. You know, maybe dive into the world of diamond stropping, see what it does. So, till the next one, take it easy, enjoy life, take care of your blades. Look at this. My tripod keeps falling. And we shall see you in the next one.